I planned my whole life on paper. Every year had a place. Every dream had a deadline. But the day she walked in, my plans went silent. I still remember that morning. The cafe smelled like coffee and rain. Soft music hummed in the background, the kind you stop noticing after a while. I was sitting by the window, laptop open, notebook beside it. My pen moved fast, confident, bullet points, timelines, control. I liked control. My notebook was titled 5-Year Life Plan. Career goals, savings, travel, stability. No empty spaces. I didn't notice her at first. "Excuse me." Her voice was gentle, careful, like she didn't want to disturb the air. I looked up, irritation already forming, then it disappeared. She stood there holding a camera, hair slightly messy, eyes curious, warm. She pointed at the chair across from me. "Is this seat taken?" I shook my head, no. She smiled, not the polite kind, the real one. "Thank you." She sat down. I went back to typing, but the words slowed. I could feel her presence like sunlight through a curtain. She ordered coffee, humming softly as she waited. I tried to ignore it. She leaned forward slightly. "You plan your whole life." I glanced at my notebook, then at her. "Yes." She tilted her head. "Does it work?" "It keeps things from going wrong." She smiled again, softer this time. "Or it keeps things from surprising you." I didn't reply, I should have, but something about the way she said it made me pause. She lifted her camera and clicked a picture through the window. "What are you photographing?" I asked, surprising myself. "Moments," she said, "the ones people don't plan." I nodded, pretending I understood. She finished her coffee, waved goodbye, and left. I told myself she was just a stranger. But the next day, she was there again. Same cafe, different table. She waved when she saw me. I didn't wave back. I told myself I was busy. Still, 5 minutes later, she was sitting across from me. "I'm Myra," she said. "Anya." She looked at my notebook, still planning. "Yes." She laughed softly. "One day you'll forget to write." I frowned. "I doubt that." She didn't argue. Days passed, weeks. Myra became part of my routine without asking permission. Coffee, conversations, silence that didn't feel awkward. She talked about photography, about chasing light, about how stories lived in small details. I talked about work, structure, goals. We were opposites and somehow we fit. Sometimes she would draw little doodles in the corner of my notebook when I wasn't looking. Once, she wrote her name between my lists. I crossed it out, then later erased the line. I noticed I opened my laptop less. One evening, rain trapped us inside the cafe. Myra watched the drops race down the window. "Do you ever feel like you're running out of time?" I shook my head. "I feel safe knowing where I'm going." She turned to me. "And what if where you're going isn't where your heart wants to be?" I didn't answer. Because I was starting to feel it. The way my chest tightened when she smiled. The way her absence felt loud. The way my plans seemed smaller when she was near. One night while walking back home together, she stopped suddenly. "Anya," she said quietly, "what are we?" I froze. "We're friends," I said. She nodded, but her eyes looked disappointed. "Okay." That night, I stared at my notebook for hours. I didn't sleep. Days later, she didn't come to the cafe. I told myself it didn't matter. But the chair across from me stayed empty. When she finally returned, she looked different, nervous. "I got selected for a photography project," she said, "in another city." My heart skipped, then sank. "For how long?" I asked. 6 months, maybe more." I closed my notebook slowly. "So this was temporary for you." Her eyes widened. "No, this was real." "Real things don't leave," I said, my voice colder than I intended. She stood up. Real things don't cage each other either. Tears filled her eyes. You love your plans more than people, she whispered. Then she walked away. The cafe felt empty again, louder this time. That night my room felt unfamiliar. My notebook lay open, pages neat, perfect, useless. I flipped through it, goals, deadlines, control. Then I saw it. A tiny doodle in the corner of a page, a heart, her handwriting. My throat tightened. I didn't plan to love you, I whispered to the empty room, but I did. I realized something then. I wasn't afraid of her leaving. I was afraid of losing control. I grabbed my jacket and ran. The bus stop was quiet, early morning light spreading slowly. Myra stood there with her bag, staring ahead, lost in thought. Myra. She turned. I stopped in front of her, breathless. I was wrong, I said. You didn't ruin my plans, you became them. Tears streamed down my face. Go chase your dreams, I continued. Just don't leave my heart behind. She stepped closer, eyes shining. I never left, she said softly. I was waiting for you to choose me. We didn't promise forever. We didn't plan the future. We just held hands. And for the first time in my life, that was enough.